Afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. I am just got done cutting the lawns again, so spent the morning doing that. It's actually early afternoon now, so we're gonna get after the flooring in the main room. We're gonna do the part that's under the ceiling of this lower roof right here. So that's all kitchen. The bathroom is that window that you see over my shoulder here. Then the pantry is by the door, and then the kitchen. So the kitchen, we're going to do that real quick right now, get that done. So sit back and we'll keep this flooring going, and it's really looking great, so we're pretty happy with it. But had to cut these lawns one more time, and all I do is a path from the driveway up to the back door here, and then I do a squared off lawn. I think I've showed you before, won't show you again, but all around the house, trimmed it up, so it's starting to look just, you know, like a small yard, wood and stuff. That's basically what I'm keeping. I'm not going to cut 10 acres, especially out here. You can see how hot and dry everything is, but it still looks pretty green in this camera. It's starting to get yellow though. All right, we still got a little bit of smoke off in the distance, you can see, but it's not half as bad as it was the other day. All right, I'm gonna get to it. All right, we just sawed the trap door. I took my circular saw and just went along with the width of the flooring. So now we're gonna try to pry that open. All right, guys, that worked. We are through, and there's the pad, and that lifts right out.
What is it?
So I think what we're gonna do is just glue that all back like a puzzle on top of this, and then we'll just put 2 holes in to mimic those 2 holes that are in the plywood, and we'll be good to go. All right, next is moving out to this area here, coming across here. We'll move these tables out and this fridge out as we get our flooring in there. So, and what we want to do is stay in line with that ceiling right there, because that's the hallway. So we're going to try to get that done today. You might have to stand on this one. All right, guys. I would say 1/3 of this room is done now. So, especially being the kitchen, and coming out from this wall and making sure it is even with this wall and that wall in the bathroom. so you can start your next strip. So that was a little bit of a just constantly measuring to make sure we're staying on course and stuff. We actually broke out the laser and did a laser light down here, and everything was nice and even. So I think we'll be good going across here, because you don't want to end up with a piece that's going to be curved that way against this wall or something. So everything looks straight. So all right, we're putting it back together, the kitchen, moving everything over to this side, and in the next couple of days we'll start this. Shannon's sister's coming for a week visit, and we're picking her up tonight, so we wanted to get as much done as we could, and we'll see the next few days what we get to. Back today, as you knew, we got the floor done in the first third, which is all under the kitchen ceiling there. So now I'm going to move on to the second third, but before I do that, we got to get this scaffolding out of here once and for all. So what I'm going to do today is start on those last minute things that need to be done before we can get that out, and trimming out these windows up top. I'm not going to frame them out on the outside, but do the trim that is in the walls where you can still see the framing around. I bought some trim for that, so I'm gonna make boxes, put those in, get those in. There's 6 of them that I have to do before I can get this done. Then there's 3 more, but they're up on the loft, and I can get up there and do them anytime. So I think we're gonna start working on that right now. So I'm gonna get my wood, get some measurements, and see what we got here. All right, guys, 2 windows are done. This has a little bit of a gap because there's shims down here, and I couldn't get any closer, so we're gonna have to have that in with caulk. But usually you want it nice and tight, just beat a caulk in there. But it looks so good, just with. And then I'll just do a picture frame around the whole outside here. And that's what we're gonna do with all the upstairs windows here. The lowers, we'll get some sort of window sill, and pretty much the same frame, but just I'm gonna have the window sill come out a little further here on all the lower windows. But nobody's gonna be touching these except for if they sleep in the loft, which is once in a great while. So we're just gonna do it this way. Two down, 7 to go up here. Okay guys, I'm up on the scaffold, and the way I make my measurements, I do a template, draw it on here, and first I take measurements this way all the way around, which are a little different on every one, but pretty close, 5 1/4 to 5 3/8 I've been getting on every window. So that's the first measurement all the way around, and then I get the lengths all the way around. Those are a little different because the bottom and the top I do all the way across, and then the sides here I fit in, so they're actually, you got to take off for this one and the top one, which is 3/4 of an inch, and then you get your proper measurement for the sides here. And then I just put them together as a box and fit them in here, and they've been doing pretty good. So I'm on my last 2 that we have to do for the scaffolding. So and then I'll get rid of those. The last two for the scaffolding, and then hopefully we can get that scaffolding down. So I got my 4 pieces for one window, 4 pieces for the next window, and did those on the chop saw. Now I got to rip them to the right width, which some are 5 3/8, some are 5 1/4. Most of them are 5 1/4, but so I just make a line 5 1/4, and then I'll clamp it to here, and then just run my saw, my circular saw along that cut, and that'll face out towards the window because you want all the prime stuff to be showing. They prime all this and it'll show up better, paint up nicer and stuff. You won't even see this. This will butt against the window and be cocked in to the window, so I'm not worried about that. So yeah, now I'll start cutting these lines, ripping them. Okay, there you have it. Goes right up there. So hopefully it fits like a shoe. That is out of here. Okay, I'm gonna take this one off.
Yep, I'll hold this one. Yay. Yay, I say. Yay.
Yes, I'll come back to you. Then I'll ask, what have we done under the sun?
All right, guys, the scaffolding is out of the house. That's where it'll live for now. Hopefully a couple of rain showers and wash it off. It's kind of dusty and dirty and stuff. And eventually we'll store it in the barn. I can't put any other tools away because we still got the flooring to do. I'm gonna go get about 8 more boxes. I figure about 10 boxes. There's 2 up there. So I'm gonna get about 8 more boxes and see if that finishes that ground floor tomorrow, or close to it that we'll get. But everything's fine. The 6 windows are all boxed in and caulked and look great. So we'll do the rest up on the loft at another time, and then frame them all out too when we decide to do that. But I can put up a ladder and do that. So all right, guys, big day. All right, we took Shannon's sister down to our favorite relaxation spot about 15 minutes from our house on the Snake River here, and just chilling like villains. One of our favorite spots. Morning, guys. Nice big space in here now. No more scaffolding. We've already laid our padding down for the next 6 feet of flooring, and then we got one more 6 feet and a little bit of maybe extra, so I'm thinking about 7 feet left after we can lay this 6 feet. So we're gonna get rolling here and start flooring. We'll be done hopefully today Tuesday. I work tomorrow, which would be Monday, so hopefully by Tuesday I think we'll be finished with the floor. Except maybe the loft upstairs, we'll see about that. So. The pesky floor inspector is back again, and this time he's sitting. He doesn't want us to go any further than that until he hears back from his office. All right, now that we have the floor to here, we got to get that TV out of the way, so I think we're going to try to hang it. We're just going to see if it works. All right, guys, we had running around to do this morning, but we got a little bit more further. We had a little bit of planing to do on this floor with stuff sticking up a little, but fix that. So we just have a little left, and then of course the loft. But we did get the TV out of the box and plugged in, and that works. So we're probably gonna hang that right about even right in here, because then this circular stairway for the upstairs goes up there. And coming along. All right, guys, first floor is officially done. Look at that. But we take one step forward and a step back. We were gonna hang the TV today, and now we gotta make a hole in the wall because we had it planned and blocked for up here, and when we put it up there, the TV just didn't look right. So we're gonna do it right, and that's where we want the TV, but we gotta put blocking behind there. So I am gonna cut a 2x12, and we're gonna get it in there. You won't see anything because it'll be behind the TV. All right, we decided that was gonna be the place. There's a 2x12 in between this stud and this stud, and I got 5 screws in there, so that ain't going anywhere. And I'll get some lag screws tomorrow at work, a little bit longer too we want, and that TV's not gonna go anywhere, so you won't even see that. We're gonna patch this up, all those little holes and stuff, paint it, touch it up, and it'll be good as new. All right, the floor's done though, so now I'm putting everything up on the loft there. I gotta haul the flooring up there right now. All right, guys, we got the TV up. Fix that. Got the right screws that I wanted for the bracket back here. Clean that baby up. Another move, done. All right, a little bit of flooring up on the loft, and then we start the kitchen. All right, guys, I'm up on the loft, and we just finished putting this floor in this morning here. Didn't take us too long. I didn't film any. We just wanted to get this done. But it looks pretty cool. And once those railings are up, it's gonna even look better in the little circular stairwell kit that's gonna go in this corner over here. And that's a nice view. It looks a lot higher in this picture than it does in real, but it's 10 feet down, so pretty cool. So, yep, floor is done. Yay. Now we're gonna go on to kitchen, some lights underneath this ceiling along here, similar to these but smaller, and to light up this kitchen and our mudroom slash pantry area. And what else do we gotta do? Oh, and the stairs here. So those three things will be coming up next, but I'm gonna call this video because we have flooring. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, guys, see ya.